power in the upright could mean trouble on this full moon.
Call it a result of your poor decisions, naive actions you take towards your very own people, you cowards.
Hey everybody, welcome to Kimberly ep9's Shattering the Illusion of False Power. I created a 5-step framework using Kimberly ep9's cookbook in order to remain in your power and not let narcissistic energy abusers, people who feel entitled to you, or people who wish to compete with you in order to make you seem small so they can lift themselves up and humiliate you, not overpower you or defeat you, but actually I teach in this 5-step framework how to remain in your power. Fight back against narcissistic energy vampires when it is a must, and stay in your power at all costs. Created Shattering the Illusion of False Power in order to defend myself, but I also wanted to give something back to other people who may experience similar things. If you break it down in terms of mental aerobics, which is what I like to refer to. The 5 steps I created in Shattering the Illusion of False Power are clapbacks, poetic justice, psychological warfare, self-sabotage, and comparison. Each step provides a different experience. When somebody attempts to compete with you, make you feel like you don't deserve something, or bullies you in order to gain attention, clout chase, and overpower you using a validation vacuum that empowers them in a sense that they are currently validated by disempowering you or attempting to, but you remain in your power at all costs anyways. Something very interesting happened today. In the previous episode, I discussed how we use comparison to sometimes size up our lifestyle choices and our history to the lifestyle choices and history of somebody who deems themselves to be our opponent or competitor. We're using more of the comparison step in today's video. Strategically, it can compare to when somebody calls you their enemy, or somebody doesn't like you, or somebody wishes to compete with you, and they make it out to be a competition, whether it's battle of the intellect, defamation of character, bullying, slander, abuse, or secret little backstabbings behind your back where they hope to destroy your reputation by telling lies, slandering you, and also hopping on that little validation vacuum to empower themselves and disempower you. Because remember, with narcissism, it's all about the narcissist getting more attention. And sometimes the only way they can get attention is to try and disempower you, because maybe people actually do look at you a certain way and they're watching you, but the narcissist knows this, and the narcissist wants that attention for themselves. So they climb on that validation vacuum for what it's worth. And people who validate that validation vac are either people who are just a part of their crew, or people who maybe don't understand the concept of talent, original thought, and creativity. But as we dive more into the comparison stage, we're going to look at how psychological warfare and comparison ties in together when somebody who identifies as your enemy or opponent attempts to make you feel small by putting you through a series of shit tests, which is a one-sided belief system and a self-fulfilling ultimatum. Today there was a situation totally unrelated to my own doing, but a situation where somebody who dislikes me and wishes to compete with me behind the scenes thinks that either I'm unintelligent and unaware, or they feel that they are better than me and they feel that I don't deserve to have things. But something totally unrelated to my own doing was having them being presented with a challenge, and they needed my assistance at this time. They needed my advice on how to come to a solution to a problem at hand. So here's what happened. I decided to compare my problem-solving skills and how I would react in a situation to the way they react in their problem-solving skills. And I sized them up based on their problem-solving abilities, the reaction to the issue at hand, the strategy they used to overcome the problem, and the solution that they generated to solve the problem. I timed the individual starting at 2:22 on my digital watch and the timer ended at 2:34, which was exactly 12 minutes and 45 seconds. And I sized up the individual's problem-solving skills and how they would react to it. And they did not come to a solution by the end of the 12 minutes and 45 seconds. So no solution was generated to the problem at hand. Even when I gave my input and advice, and I could have easily solved this problem, but I didn't completely take the driver's seat. I just wanted to see how they would solve it, and they weren't successful at doing so. So here's how it's sized up with my problem-solving skills to their problem-solving skills. They had a problem that they were unable to solve. Emotional unintelligence, behaving erratically, nervous, yelling, shouting, screaming, fighting, and arguing, rather than generating solutions to the problem at hand. Now, this would make a very poor leader in a leadership position, so thank God that we don't have leaders like that who are stepped into leadership roles, or we'd be in a lot of trouble. The strategies they developed to overcoming the problem at hand were non-existent. They couldn't even comprehend basic problem-solving strategy to the problem at hand. The solution was to give up and quit rather than see the problem through and come to a resolution. Now, this is a really, really small issue in my opinion. Something very small, a simple problem that can be solved very easily. And unfortunately for the individual who was unable to solve this problem, they have never been through half of anything I've been through. And if they did experience any of the hardships I experienced, or problems that I've experienced and challenges I was met with, they would fail and they would not last one single day. They could not last 12 minutes and 45 seconds to create a solution to a simple problem, which means that they would make a poor leader. They are an unworthy opponent. When I compare myself and level of intelligence and problem-solving skills to their level of intelligence and problem-solving skills, they come up short in every aspect. Not only do I compete and dominate them and conquer them in terms of creative abilities, problem-solving skills, and the ability to become a critical thinker who comes up with simple but effective strategies, they also fail to outrank me in terms of spirituality, if you believe in that sort of thing, talent, creativity, ambition, and work ethic. If I'm outranking the person who calls me their opponent in all these different aspects, there is no competition and they are not my opponent. If I am unaware of the competition, I don't think it makes the individual too intelligent or the people who associate with them. But if I am aware of the competition and they still try to hide it and pretend like I don't know about the competition, that even makes them less intelligent. And they don't have a solution to the problem at hand because they're at this tug of war with themselves where I just can't admit that the man I try to compete with outranks me, but I'm going to continue these same toxic behavioral patterns. And we use the comparison stage to overpower them, remain in our power, because we outrank them as we're up here in rank and they're down here in rank. And we don't do this because we're proud to outrank somebody. We don't do this because we think we're better than somebody. We were just put in a position where I guess we needed to prove that we were, and we easily did, whether people acknowledge that or not. Until next time, it's Kimberly ep9 signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Shattering the Illusion of False Power.